What if I told you the original Mortal Kombat movie was almost a total disaster? Actors got injured, roles were cursed. Even a four-armed puppet nearly broke the film. Here are 10 weird facts you didn't know about Mortal Kombat, 1995. The movie that beat the odds and became a legend. Johnny Cage was made for Jean-Claude Van Damme. Before Mortal Kombat was a game, the creators dreamed of casting Jean-Claude Van Damme. Talks fell apart, but they turned the idea into Johnny Cage, a cocky Hollywood fighter clearly inspired by him. Ironically, Van Damme later turned down the movie role too, choosing Street Fighter instead. The part made Cage iconic, even without the original star. The casting was total chaos. Mortal Kombat's casting was wild. Johnny Depp and Tom Cruise were rumored for Johnny Cage. Sean Connery was considered for Raiden but declined. Brandon Lee was imagined as Liu Kang. In the end, lesser-known actors brought fresh energy. Some roles were recast due to tragedy or injury, but the final team unexpectedly created one of film's most memorable ensembles. Shang Tsung owned his audition. Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa didn't just audition, he performed like a true villain. He showed up in costume, stood on a chair, and shouted his lines like he ruled Outworld. Producers were stunned. There was no debate, he was Shang Tsung. His unforgettable performance helped turn the character into one of the most iconic villains in video game movie history. Sonya Blade was a last-minute switch. Bridgette Wilson wasn't the studio's first choice. Cameron Diaz had the role, but broke her wrist before filming. Wilson got the call just after finishing Billy Madison, with no time to train. She learned fight choreography on set, dislocated her shoulder mid-shoot, and kept going. Her toughness made Sonya Blade one of the film's most grounded characters. The crew filmed in brutal jungle conditions. Mortal Kombat's exotic locations came at a cost. Much of the film was shot in the Thai jungle, with cast and crew hauling gear through rivers and humid forests. They battled heat, mosquitoes, and food poisoning. Robin Shou said entire days were lost due to sickness. The scenery looked magical, but behind the scenes, it was survival. Goro was a giant animatronic nightmare. Goro wasn't CGI, he was a $1 million puppet. It took 16 puppeteers to control him. His size and complexity caused constant breakdowns, delaying shoots. Limbs froze mid-punch, motors overheated, and actors had to improvise. Though much of his screen time was cut, Goro remains one of the most memorable and most expensive monsters of 1990s action cinema. Real injuries happened on set. The actors didn't just pretend to fight, they got hurt. Robin Shou cracked his ribs. Bridgette Wilson dislocated her shoulder. Lyndon Ashby bruised his kidneys. Stunt doubles were rarely used. Director Paul W.S. Anderson pushed for realism, but it came at a price. The cast gave everything to sell the action, and sometimes that meant real pain. Reptile's fight was a last-minute addition. Reptile wasn't in the original script. Test audiences wanted more fights, so the studio quickly added a new battle. Sets were thrown together. Robin Shou and his team rehearsed non-stop with no prep. It nearly broke them, but the scene became one of the film's highlights. Reptile's appearance was chaotic, but also iconic, thanks to that last-minute panic. The techno theme became a pop hit. The Mortal Kombat techno anthem almost didn't happen. Record labels said it was too strange, but MTV played it non-stop. And arcades blasted it across the country. It went platinum and became one of the few video game tracks to hit mainstream music charts. To this day, that bass drop still brings fans back to 1995. Critics mocked it, fans made it a hit. Critics hated Mortal Kombat, they called it loud, silly, and forgettable. But fans didn't care. It opened at number 1, stayed there for 3 weeks, and made over $120 million worldwide. It became the first video game movie to succeed. Despite the hate, it proved video games could work on screen and started a cult legacy. Mortal Kombat 1995 wasn't perfect. It was wild, messy, and full of last-minute decisions. But that's what made it great. Got a favorite Mortal Kombat moment? Drop it in the comments.